Yo, what's up, everybody? We're here to do a reaction to New Rockstars, the channel New Rockstars. They did a breakdown of Easter eggs for She-Hulk episode 1. So by now we already posted She-Hulk already. The video's already up. So now we're about to go through this video with them and see what we missed as far as Easter eggs and things like that go. I know we saw a couple of things like the Tony Stark stuff, like the Led Zeppelin t-shirt. But I mean, those, I want to know if I would say those are Easter eggs. I mean, I figured that was like right in our face. So there's nothing really hidden about that. But like, yeah, being so immersed in the episode, trying to figure out whether we liked the shit or not, we did. You know, what things did we miss throughout the course of the episode? So yeah, let's just get into that. And if you don't follow New Rockstars, click the link below. Supporting them too. They have dope merch when these Marvel shows come out that they pretty much update every single time a Marvel show comes out. I got like 2 of them already. And yeah, let's get with it. Oh, also don't forget to like, subscribe here too. Make sure to hit that like video right now. If you're holding it sideways like this, World Star style, flip that bitch. What? Flip that bitch and then just hit the like button.
It's a World Star style?
Yeah, when you're doing World Star, people don't do their phones like World Star. No, it's always this way. When have you ever seen somebody take a fight video and it's always like this?
Plenty of times.
So really, I always see it like this. Yeah, they even do this like World Star, like the whole World Star from John's Gambino. It was specifically about whole like turned to sideways like this. Like had a whole bar about that. No, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, flip it up, hit the like button. Do that shit now.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemens, and while Voss was busy falling in love and getting married, lucky, he asked me to help break down the She-Hulk series.
Well, congratulations
this first
to him.
episode is so fun and funny, and I didn't know cousins could be so close. I have a ton of cousins, but we hate each other. Every time we're together, we just fight.
Yes,
Let's just break down this first episode shot by shot. Take a look at all the MCU Easter eggs and details we missed. Like Voss, I promise to keep this business and professional. I won't bark for She-Hulk.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Let's get into it.
The Marvel Studios title card has now been updated with a shot of Our Lady Thor from Thor Love and Thunder, replacing who was last seen as Rocket. And then they put back on the M after Thor Love and Thunder, my Jordan-wearing, dragon-riding Shang-Chi from Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
We open to a close-up of Jennifer Walters giving what at first feels like her audition tape for She-Hulk, but she's actually practicing her closing argument in her office. We have a little clip right here.
What is the responsibility of those with
power?
power?
For a second.
Do they merely have an obligation to refrain from the misuse of that power? Or do they have a duty to protect those without?
Okay, so this opening perfectly reflects what we'll see between lawyer Jennifer Walters, just wanting to be an anonymous lawyer, and She-Hulk, icon, superhero, public figure extraordinaire, who at times in the comics has been known to use her name and presence unjustifiably. I mean, who wouldn't? You're a Hulk. As she practices, the camera pans out and we slowly get a full view of Jen's very 30 lawyer-like office. She's a busy woman and she works hard for the money.
I work hard for the money.
The lawyery type female-driven show is already presenting itself, and I stand for it. We see some books: Barron's Business Law, Courtroom 101, her encyclopedias, Badass Women by Rachel Walsh and Bill O'Neill.
I suspect that's a picture with her uncle. Seeing as the stylized credits, we see a courtroom illustration of her family at dinner, and that man resembles the bald-headed glasses-wearing fellow.
We have a bobblehead of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Michelle Obama, a little Ally McBeal, the graduating.
I was going to say something about Ally McBeal, but I didn't get to say it.
Lawyers have similar connections. They're intelligent, wise, efficient, they're nocturnal, plus they're just birds of prey, so they're recognized as the animals who represent a lot of law schools and departments. A ton of UCLA swag, along with her 2 degrees from UCLA. We're introduced to her 2 colleagues, the cheery, supportive best friend, Nikki Ramos, played by Ginger Gonzaga, the paralegal who's basically a lawyer trainee. They provide support to the lawyers, they can interview clients and witnesses and prepare documents for court. They're still very important folks. And underwhelmingly unsupportive Dennis Bukowski, played by Drew Matthews. Dennis in the comics was the assistant district attorney alongside Jennifer Walters, and they both hated each other. He was obnoxious and super annoying. I mean, just look at him. Behind Dennis, we get a nice framed photo of the Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles. If you forgot this takes place in Cali, let me remind you. Behind Nikki, we get the traditional brass Justice weighing scales, which is completely for Jen doing law with no connection to Moon Knight. Khonshu, can you hear me? I'll be your vessel. We see Jennifer Walters, deputy district attorney, on her front door. Our girl is a prosecutor with her own office. The deputy district attorneys commonly work under the district attorney. This is also when Nikki mentions Jen was handpicked to go up against GLKH. And what we know from the trailers up until this point is one, GLKH stands for Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzberg, and Holloway, which is an homage to Martin Goodman, the founder of Atlas Comics that later became Marvel, Lieber for Stan Lee's real last name, and Kurtzberg for Jack Kirby's formal last name, and Holloway, who is for Holden Holloway, the attorney at GLKH that hires She-Hulk to be the face of the firm's new superhero law division. And two, they are prosecuting GLKH. That means this is probably a test by Holden to see Jen, aka She-Hulk, really at work. During the comics, Holloway offered the job to an intoxicated She-Hulk in a bar, but he always tested her limits and expected a lot from her. He could be testing her right now with Titania. We see a second pair of clothes, suit, jacket, and bottoms to cover Jen in case she hulks out. Additionally, a lot of lawyers keep extra clothes at their office for all-nighters, but I'm sure Jennifer has also learned her lesson from ripping out of her clothes. This is when Jen breaks the fourth wall. It's so satisfying. Not only have we seen similar scenes like this in Fleabag, I have to. That's my Fleabag tattoo. Saved by the Bell, even Deadpool. This gag is comedy stage media gold, separating fact from fiction. It shows that they don't take themselves too seriously, but also can give us, the audience, much more information. My years in theater and improv have led to this moment. If I were She-Hulk, or even just a lawyer, I'd need some help coping with the stress of it all. And that's normal. A lot of people could use a little help, and that's why there's BetterHelp. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you think you might be feeling depressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, BetterHelp is there to help. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. BetterHelp allows you to message your therapist in a private online environment at your convenience. BetterHelp's network has over 20,000 therapists with broad range of expertise and specialties, giving you access to help that may not be available in your area. Just fill out a questionnaire to help access your specific needs, and you'll be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Once you're matched, you can schedule secure video and phone sessions and exchange unlimited messages. Everything you share is completely confidential. If you ever want to request a new therapist, you can at any time with no additional charge. Over 3 million people have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. If you're interested in improving your mental health with BetterHelp, you can get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/newrockstars, or click the link in the description. That's BetterHelp.com/newrockstars for 10% off your first month. We transition to Bruce and Jen's trip driving through the woods of California. It's playing Money on It by Together Pangea, a band based out of Santa Clarita, California. This episode oozes California 30-something-year-old regardless, but the added music is sort of an indie Cali vibe, so a mini bonus. We find out Bruce has been able to stay in human form because he created a device called the Inhibitor. Though keep in mind it hasn't fully helped him heal. We saw the hologram thing. Jessica Gao.
Oh wow, it was there. Wow.
After Shang-Chi. We've seen variations of the Inhibitor before. In Captain Marvel, the Kree created a photon inhibitor to control Captain Marvel's cosmic powers. In X-Men, the Inhibitor collar was in Days of Futures Past. Also in Deadpool 2, they used the collars to neutralize the mutants' powers. Inhibitor simply means to slow down or prevent a particular chemical reaction, which I believe ultimately Smart Hulk is doing to stay in Bruce. Eating hot Cheetos with chopsticks is, I kid you not, the only way I'll eat them, and for the same exact reason. You don't want to get it on your fingers. Also, let us not forget who started this trend. When Jen said, "You're not the only genius in the family," Bruce retorts,
No, there's also Chet.
At the end, we get to a montage of courtroom illustrations. This one says mom, dad, aunt, uncle, and cousin. I assume that Chet is the cousin. The uncle is wearing glasses. Mom and dad are on the right, so that leaves one of these last women as the aunt. This could be Cassandra Pike from the comics. Jen's aunt on her dad's side. She's a biologist and won a Nobel Prize for biology. She's also pretty evil in the comics. She tries to kill her brother and niece She-Hulk using her son, in this case Ched, after giving him injections to become a giant monster. So the quotes around aunt could stem from an unhappy relationship between the two.
Like us, Jen has some theories. Truly, all her theories are whether or not Steve Rogers had sex and when. Which, don't worry, we'll get into because the mid-credit scene is a doozy. We get a glimpse of the Sakaar ship. We later learn specifically
I was like, why does that ship look so familiar? Like, that was from fucking Ragnarok.
Is someone serving a subpoena to Bruce, possibly? This could be from the Grandmaster.
Ship
and Thor Ragnarok, the
question is,
look
why
exactly
is it there?
like this. Either way, this ties to Thor Ragnarok, and I bet they're looking for their top-tier fighter after stealing the prize ship from the Grandmaster. Or we could be getting into World War Hulk and Scar, son of Hulk.
After the Illuminati sent Hulk into space, away from Earth for being too reckless, he landed on Sakaar, creating a home there, even finding love and a wife. The ship he arrived on explodes, killing his pregnant wife and a lot of people in the city. He goes to Earth, storms up a bunch of chaos, and kills a ton of folks. It's revealed the child didn't actually die. He emerged from a cocoon. Scar is super sick, super hardcore, but
I just don't think that major scene would be played out in She-Hulk, but you let me know what you guys think in the comments. Where in the comics she was shot and we got a blood transfusion from Bruce, that changed Jennifer to She-Hulk. This is technically technically another type of blood transfusion, just not as thorough. This is great to note how strong Bruce's blood is, which yes, we already
Thank
knew,
you.
but
I
the
said
fact
that
that
too.
like most viruses die on
that-
mass oxygen, this clearly does
for
not.
some
He
reason,
can
this is
scare
in the
someone by a
MCU.
teaspoon.
I don't understand
He's the
why.
leader whose brain started acting weird and incredible.
just
Hulk
exposure to his
Hogan,
blood will
who
either
with
kill you or
already
mutate
petri dish
you.
of other concoctions turned into abomination.
Yeah,
Though Hulk's blood isn't the be-all, end-all superhero drug,
And
the
Stern was
amount of
supposed to be
gamma
mutated because he was
radiation in it
supposed
is
to
still
be
lethal.
the
So
leader,
where
the
it
nigga
worked for
with the
She-Hulk,
big-ass
seeing
head.
as they share the rare
But they
genetic
never went
factor,
that far
it
in that
makes sense
movie.
it would work on her. Shoot, it maybe works on her mom, but don't bet on any normal civilian every time. We get the sad shot of Jen, now She-Hulk, outline reflection on the green crushed door and her silhouette as she backs up and runs away into the forest like a crazed werewolf. This scene is so funny to me. The transformation scenes in most movies are. She awakens at Ideal Sports Bar. Very funny name for a sports bar. And also a real sports bar in Atlanta, Georgia. And Cricket's Rocks on Gas. In the MCU, the Roxxon Corporation has been seen in Loki during the storm. In the first Iron Man, they fought near the Roxxon Corporation building. In Agent Carter, it's revealed that they created the atomic bomb based on the formula by Howard Stark. In She-Hulk comics, She-Hulk prosecutes them when Danger Man accidentally falls into a vat of hard atomic water on the
Danger
job.
Man?
Roxxon is a huge, powerful petroleum industrial company, and they usually do a lot of shady stuff in the comics. Jen sneaks past the bouncer in the hallway. There's a sign that reads Ladies Night. When you actually use the QR code,
It takes you to the Marvel website that offers you the first issue of She-Hulk free to
look at
read,
that.
along with some special promotion.
Additionally, in the bathroom, there's some lovely
Yeah,
graffiti.
they
We have the Miss
QR
Marvel
codes in
lightning
the
bolt,
episode.
which is funny because if this takes place
Nice.
during 2024, if Miss Marvel takes place sometime in 2025, who pre-drew this? And in California, no less. Possibly someone anticipating the arrival of Miss Marvel. Someone like Kang, who we will see in Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. That'll probably take place in California.
we have to
Kang
wait
just
so long
stopped
for
by
that.
this dive bar and on his way to Northern California and straight up graffitied the crap
Kang
out
was
of
here?
it. We see Rest in Peace Biggie for Biggie Smalls, if you don't know. Don't Stop, Get It, used in tons of songs, but I think its origins are by Luke, I Wanna Rock. I know this because Two Live Crew remixed it. Don't listen to either if you're under 18. A little spider, not to Spider-Man. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the seedy. And then the infamous Sword of Anarchy symbol, infamous 420 with a peace sign and a zero. Not a single Thanos is right in sight. It's ladies' night. And what's ladies' night without a bunch of ladies helping ladies in the bathroom? I can't tell you how many ladies' nights I've been to where it becomes a drunk girls' night out in the bathroom. Those people become my best friends immediately, just like these helpful bunch. Played by Monica Garcia Bradley, Tiffany Denise Hobbs, Tony Bryce, and Ariana Marie Hagen. I love these Atlanta queens, and I'm so happy they're showcasing
I don't know
supportive
who
women,
they
just
are.
women helping
Me neither,
women. We need
but
that.
I fuck
She
with
helped
Tony
don
Bryce
the
right
Led
now,
Zeppelin
that
t-shirt, and I think those are swim trunks. We can assume these are Tony's clothes, seeing as Tony loved rock and roll. The Black Sabbath t-shirt, in the first Iron Man, he's in a small truck with soldiers listening to AC/DC, Back in Black. He listens to AC/DC a lot. Plus, they're on the coast of Mexico at a beach house. You need trunks, my dude. These little glimpses and reminders will never be forgotten tear me apart in the show. As Jen walks out to this beautiful, rich beachfront estate, we see some little Tony Hulk treasures, like the Iron Legion armor droid helmet from Age of Ultron. I
Yeah, I'm trying to
suspect
figure
this is
out
the
which
helmet
one that
Ultron is
was.
first seen wearing.
That
It
was
matches the
one of
degree
those.
of damage. In the movie, they also remove their mask when the machine laser beam their eyes, so I'm thinking it's just the junk pieces from that moment. Behind her, peep the subtle helmet there. That's Hulk's helmet he wore in the ring
I
during
thought so.
Thor Ragnarok.
I
It's
didn't notice
insane he
it
still
back there.
has it. It's also not the only piece of
Why
swag
does he still
brought
have
back from
that?
Sakaar, I suspect, but we'll get back
That
to
was the
that.
best version of
We also
Hulk,
see
and
a
they just
sand
fucking
hourglass,
did
a
him
boat,
dirty, bro.
driftwood art, maybe for the sandy beach aspect.
God
It's
damn,
definitely
man,
a
like that really
relaxed
makes me
spot.
upset.
Tony
I don't
Stein's
like
bunker
this
is
smart Hulk
insane.
shit.
This is where Bruce spent the 18 months fixing himself. Look at all the Stark equipment, the similar gear used to monitor Hawkeye in Age of Ultron when he was getting new tissue. In the first Iron Man, the gear behind him when he's asking Pep to take out his heart. As Voss said in the trailer breakdown, we see the X-ray of Jen's brain. We have different vials of Jen's green blood lying around. While she was out, he was able to get blood, X-rays, literally everything. We also see the schematics of the inhibitor behind him. This slow zoom when Jen mentions she's changed, realizing she's a Hulk, is so fun, and for the visual storytelling, enhances the emotion of the scene. And I love when movies do it, like we're creating the same chaotic realization for both the character and the audience. It's also so dramatic, unnecessarily dramatic. We find out that Jen and Bruce share a rare combination of genetic factors, so like I said earlier, what would have been a lethal dose for most was not for Jen. Jen's blood is slightly different. The way it synthesizes gamma radiation was able to fully heal Bruce's arm. When channeling a distressed emotion, Jen offers Pixar's Inside Out. The scene, spoiler, where Big Bang dies,
Yeah,
he
she
dies,
said that
okay?
shit. I was
It's
like,
dramatic.
what's up?
Who's your friend that likes to play? I can't listen to it. We also see the Saws, Stark Industry, and Jen's right. What psycho has this torture bunker?
You normally use this chamber for you, psychopath!
When Bruce says casually how he changes back to Bruce form is by falling out of a plane, like in the first Avengers, or he gets knocked out by a robot as Tony as Hulkbuster, or Natasha would tell him a lullaby both in Age of Ultron. Hey, big guy, sun's getting real low. He mentions his time on Sakaar, him being stuck as Hulk for 2 years during Thor Ragnarok. All these callbacks are worth going back and watching because I just love them. Dialectical behavior therapy is a psychotherapy that started with treating personality disorder and interpersonal conflict. In this case, definitely being a Hulk. And a reminder, Hulk participated in yoga to help him in Incredible Hulk. He mentions Jen reverts back to Jen form when she sleeps, which is also what she does in the comics in very funny ways. Like when she wakes up from having men over and has to revert back before they notice. If stress and high heart rate changes you into Hulk form, it would make sense when you're unconscious you revert back to your normal self. The song playing is Fast Motion by my girl Saweetie. She's active in this video, sprinting, playing soccer, football, cheerleading. It's all about the hype and hard work, just like what Bruce got Jen about to be doing, effortlessly I might add. Get ready for these lady pump-up jams. Let's go through the physical skills he teaches Jen. I love their competitive nature, but also that boulder that Hulk just tossed is gonna be a meteor to some poor ship or planet.
Right, like what the fuck?
His infamous Hulk jump or leap, if you will, we've seen it done many a times in Age of Ultron when he saves Natasha or when he saves Tony mid-fall in the first Avengers movie. What I love about this scene is where a smart Hulk is taking this seriously, Jen is like, this is easy, and makes fun of him the complete time. Balance in yoga, which Jen is now a full-fledged pro at.
This Hulk ground pound, which to me, Jen looks much better at, just saying.
Bruce says,
Jen, when you have powers like this, it's like putting a target on your back and the backs of all the people you care about.
Which is so true. I know she's upset at this point, but in the comics, this is how her best friend died. In 1980 run of She-Hulk, Jill Stevens offered to help all the time when it came to her best friend Jennifer Walters. At a neighbor's barbecue, Jen got a call to come pick up some stuff from the DA's office. Jill offered to pick it up instead. Once she left, they realized it was a trap, and unfortunately, they cut Jen's brake lines in the car, and in a horrible collision, Jill died. Jill does resemble Nikki Ramos in She-Hulk series, but I don't think it's her, and I don't want it to be her. But for story purposes, it might be good if she dies. Smart Hulk is making the world's largest martini.
I want him to be right in that aspect.
It takes too much to get these two drunk. And cool, you'll always be buzzed but never drunk. I drink to get drunk, you guys. Also, this sounds so expensive. Is it even worth it? From a later shot, there's about 30 empty bottles. Yes, some are wine bottles, but regardless, if each bottle is $20, give or take, that's around $600 wasted. Okay, I'm done being irritated, but this logically just doesn't make sense, and
it really doesn't.
It's a waste of money. Whatever. Behind Hulk is a Hulk pinata, perhaps a souvenir from the celebration of Hulk on Sakaar. They had the helmet earlier, we saw the ship, we're keeping Sakaar on the back burner always. Later, we see a different angle from the bar where we see another cutout of Hulk. Smug Hulk, am I right? We see the initials BB for Bruce Banner and TS for Tony Stark carved into the bar. Bruce gets into the time he spent with Tony creating the bar, which was during the blip. And it's sad to reminisce, but I think we're getting to a spot in the MCU when thinking of Tony shouldn't make you sad, he lost him, but happy at the memories they got to make with him. A good time during a hard time, which She-Hulk is adjusting to as well. We get the Hulk thunderclap. We last saw him using this in Incredible Hulk. This move extinguished fire, turned boulders to rubble, smacks the crap out of your foes. The thunderclap shockwave destroyed, and it's fun seeing both
That's
Hulk
a good point. He's never done that in the
She-Hulk
MCU.
feels like a thunder applause. Thank you, I'll be here all night. Jen breaks the fourth wall again, this time as She-Hulk, but this time Hulk hears her. And maybe she'll start to recognize you can't just do that anywhere. Like in Fleabag, people notice. And in Fleabag season 2, the priest interacts with her, interacting with the camera. He acknowledges it a lot, so perhaps later down the line, we can see someone close to her recognizing what she's doing. Just added fun. Jen is now carving her name into the rebuilt bar, now called Bruce's Bar. The two have settled down and enjoy their hot cheese with chopsticks. I think it's cute that Hulks are party size. Again, his metabolism is hefty. He's always eating small amounts. The tiny tacos in Endgame, the party size bag of chips. Just get this man a damn buffet. Am I allowed to curse in this? We pan out of the shot from the courtroom illustrator to see GLKH giving their closing statements to Judge Price, who we see in the recent trailers and recognize as being transformed into an Asgardian type elf. So if that's still Judge Price is beyond me right now, but the defendant is played by Brandon Hirsch. We also get our first look at Holden Holloway, played by Steve Coulter. Titania is seen busting through the courtroom, played by Jamila Jamil. Titania in the comics has hated She-Hulk from basically the jump because she wins time and time again one-on-one with She-Hulk. But I suspect with the other trailer footage where we see Titania everywhere, she was hired to break through the courtroom so they could see Jennifer Walters change to She-Hulk. Like I said earlier, I think it was all orchestrated by Holden Holloway, who was a shady fucking man. Should I try saying shady man? Keep the F out? You can blur it. We'll bleep it. Jen punches Titania into next week and she slips her heels back on, ready to give her closing statement to a damn classic by Eve, Who's That Girl? It's such a bop. Basically, the song announcing the Queen Bee has just arrived and you're all gonna wonder who she is. In the credits, we see a courtroom-like illustration montage, one of which is a board-like presentation by Jen to Hulk at Bruce's bar, piecing together whether or not Captain America is a virgin. Links to Peggy Carter, a faceless woman, and then what we can expect is a USO showgirl. And so let's get into this. Jen, fake drunk, gets Smart Hulk to spill some beans on Steve Rogers being a virgin. They even call back to the gorgeous Steve Rogers' butt.
Did you see that ass? Like, that ass did not deserve to die a virgin.
It's revealed he does indeed get down. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour. Now, Jen's presentation may lead you to believe it was a USO dance girl, but I think that she thinks that the unnamed 1940s girl was either a dancer or a random woman. I think it's Laura Haddock, aka the autograph seeker in Captain America's first movie, aka Star-Lord's mom. Laura Haddock played Meredith Quill as well. The two roles are not related at all, I don't think. Meredith Quill was born in 1961. This girl was an adult.
Like in the fucking 40s, yeah. Like, what the hell?
But come on, the scene's too on the nose. They definitely hooked up. I mean, I would. That's everything I spotted in the first episode of She-Hulk. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lulu_Lemon. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye, dudes.
It wouldn't be his mom, it would be his grandma, technically.
Well, yeah, grandma. But yeah, your grandpa's Captain America.
But he only met Quill the one time, though. And that was on the battlefield, before he just went back and fucked time over and decided to disappear for good. It'd be more valuable if it was Tony, but I mean, because, you know, they held conversations and shit like that, but I mean, like, Captain America, no. No, fuck no. But Quill should know who Steve is, because even when he got kidnapped off of Earth and everything, Captain America
was around.
Yeah, like his tail did exist, very much so. He was frozen in ice by the time he got picked up, but I mean, all the same, like, nigga.
You know the story.
You know, exactly. You knew I existed. So, there's that. But, interesting breakdowns. I like some of those things. Some things, like, yeah, obviously, like I said, they were obvious. Some things I did not know that shit at all. I didn't know anything about, what the fuck is her name? Titania or Titania? I keep calling her Titania. Who the fuck is Titania? Titania. I keep saying it in that voice. Is it Duffman? No? I don't know either. I'm gonna look that up later. I don't know. It's what comes to mind. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, it was cool. It's cool. It's good to know. I like her. She's cute. What's up? No? Whatever. Anyway, alright.
Shut it, gotta do it.
Oh, dang. You?
Just definitely more next episode. Cause...
Yeah, I feel like that this Titania chick is going to be around for a minute.
Yeah, she's her main person she fights all the time. She's.
You think we're going to see Bruce anymore after this? Because if we're so we have 9 episodes.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere along the lines of these 9 episodes, it will that whole first episode conversation with Bruce is going to come back to bite her in the ass. I do believe that.
Aha, see, you're a hero.
Well, I mean, it's already said and done because you saved the people in the courtroom. You didn't want to do that shit, but you had to. Because
this means your lawyer life.
It's going to be split down the middle, but now everybody knows who you are, for sure. So you're going to have to do that. But, like I said, it's going to come back and bite her in the ass, and I don't know if they're going to go that route like they said in here about the best friend dying or whatever, or somebody that's close to her dying because of that, but I'm not against it. I'm definitely not against it. I think it should happen.
But see, I was funny, I laughed because you cut the brakes on a car with She-Hulk.
Like she was just not going to be okay?
Not going to die. Like,
yeah.
All she did was transform and come back up.
Well, she was already transformed at the time, that's the thing.
No.
In the comic book that they showed, I'm pretty sure she was already transformed.
No, because remember they said she was leaving the party.
Uh-huh.
But her friend was like, I'll go for you. I'll go to work.
Yeah.
Go take her thing.
That's what I'm saying. She was already She-Hulk. She wasn't Jen Walters when that happened.
No, she wasn't. She was a regular ass.
Oh, okay. Well, it looked like she was already transformed. Either way. But yes, either way, it's still like...
Not like she just...
Cut the brakes on Hulk. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. You're an idiot. What's going on here? But... yeah, I think somehow, some way it's gonna happen. Maybe that'll be a catalyst for her. Maybe like Titania's gonna do something to a friend or something. I don't fucking know. But I hope something does happen.
Like choose whatever I have.
No, definitely not no Green Goblin shit. I hope not. Jesus.
That nigga was a menace.
He was a menace. He questioned your whole sense of morality. But that's what I like in my villains, though. That's why I love the Joker.
Because that's a villain.
That's a villain. Nigga don't got no powers, and he will set you the fuck up and let you know, no, it was me. It was me all along.
I did it.
Can you stop me, though? Like, that's the challenge.
Haha, is you gonna stop me, or this bomb I planted somewhere in the city?
Over in the city is gonna go
You gotta
off.
find it.
And then when you find the bomb, it's like it's disabled, and you find out, turns out
another one.
Turns out there's 10 more. They're all set to go off in
10 minutes. Can you catch them all at the same time? Nigga, what?
I love that, man. I love that Joker, bro. I'm sorry, but I digress and shit. It's DC, but yeah, no, I want that to happen. Me personally, I want that to happen because I need there to be some level of fairness in that conversation that they had. I didn't like the way they personally handled that conversation because she came off to me as very preachy and incredibly like bratty and privileged because all she did was whine about her job and how she just got this promotion and blah blah blah, all well within her rights to do so, of course, but you're throwing how you have a life but you don't have a life in his face, and I didn't like that. Like, he wasn't a top-notch scientist. Like, he didn't have a life. Like, he didn't have all the things that you have and then some, but this freak accident took it away from him. And I know she doesn't want that to happen to her or anything like that, but like, damn, dog, like, there has to be some level of sympathy, I feel like, to a degree, because it's like, you have the best version of what I didn't have.
Right, because you're able to transform back
at
and forth.
will. You're still you consciously. You don't have another alter ego in
you
your
have one
brain,
conscience in your brain,
raged out trying to take control and like hurt people. And even though you don't mean to do anything terrible, like he said, like once they see you as a monster, like that never goes away. This man wanted to just leave and be left alone, and he's constantly had the military after his
military, scientists, his own people,
assassins. Nigga, that's why Wolverine stepped into the picture, because he crossed into Canada and they're like, no, get Wolverine, get the Wolverine to come take this shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, imagine that. Like, leave Hulk alone. Like, that's always been like his main thing. And you don't have to experience any of that, and you're whining about going back to work, bro. Cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. You're unfortunately, like he said, you're, like it or not, you're a superhero now, whether you want to be or not. The moment you transform, you're going to be known as a superhero, and that's like, it doesn't matter whether you want to be or not.
Because you're walking down the street one day, someone's gonna have, hey, can't you transform? Go help.
I don't even know about all that. It goes back to what she was preaching in the beginning of the episode and how she closed at the end of it. Like, for the people who have powers, like, is it your duty to help? Or do we leave that to somebody else? Like, well, yeah, because if we're going based off of that logic, just like Peter Parker's logic, or Uncle Ben's logic technically, with great power comes great responsibility. It's crazy if you can literally lift a whole building up with barely any effort, and you can watch a robbery happen and be like, damn, that's crazy, and then just walk off. You have the complete and utter ability to save lives in a different way, aside from just the courtroom. You can do both.
What was I watching when they did that?
What?
I just recently watched something. I can't remember what it was. Because they were like, oh, I'm not going to fight crime or do anything no more. I'm just going to leave them alone. And that was it.
And shit just started going off, or?
Yeah. I can't remember. I'll explain later.
Okay.
I just remember what it was.
Okay. But yeah, like, I just didn't like that portion. So I hope that because of that, and that logic alone, I hope it circles back to where it's like, yeah, you don't have a choice in this. Like you have a choice, but it's going to eat you alive that you didn't help somebody else that you could have helped. So maybe her being She-Hulk and later on, like going throughout the story, is gonna be like one of those like handle your powers with responsibility and care type deal. Like she's got control over it and everything, but now it's a matter of like, how do you use it? Also, all it takes is for her to get into a brawl with somebody, trying to stop somebody, or somebody getting involved with her and then somebody innocent gets hurt. That's all it takes. Whether it's her fault or not,
Then what
for the damage or whatever, it doesn't matter.
And also,
Like that's automatically going to be looked at and viewed from the public in a weird way.
this is going to be more bad guys to you, like, oh, yeah, we have a problem in our city now.
I feel like whatever they do with this whole random meta shit popping up, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that one. Yeah, this is all speculation. This is all just from episode 1. But these are just my guesses ahead of time. So if it happens, I already said it here. That's all I know. So I'm going to be repeating a lot of shit that I say. I know that much. And if I'm wrong, I will definitely say it in the episodes where I am 100% wrong. But until then, these are my thoughts. These are my theories. Yeah. So.
So until our next reaction.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. Hit that notification bell for more updates as we update because we'll keep updating. Do not forget to hit the link down below for new rock stars. Check them out and all their wonderful videos and content that they make. Yeah, man. Until next time for episode 2, and then the episode 2 breakdown from New Rock Stars. We'll be here. Tell it like it is.